their dominance, but WOP Dash did a lot of things right. Eventually, it got to a point where they were coming back in the game and had a shadow play that was impressive to watch too by Mbapinga there, and see the true power of such a hero. But ultimately, it was a little too short coming there, and Complexity was victorious in the end. So thus we have game number 2 now. Welcome back, guys. Doing the solo cast here today. Again, the Deadeye Bounty League Season 2 action. This was a postponed match from this last week, and again, I noticed people even bringing it up. Again, the reason why it was postponed, guys, was because there was a couple of bugs within the game as a result of the last patch that were in place and would have affected gameplay as far as tournaments go, especially. So it was decided it's best to just postpone the matches as a result. There's information on the forums and stuff I'm sure you can find if you're really curious what they were. The point is that they're not in the game anymore. So, bugs happen, and we've had some entertaining ones, to say the least, throughout Han's history. But, unfortunately, that was the case. But here we are with these two great teams going at it. Means we get some Han today, which was definitely not the plan initially here, so that's an exciting thing. Anyways, we got the draft here, picking up quite a bit of steam. Complexity, well, let's talk about the bans first. Warby's Hellbringer, Monarch, and Tundra. So Complexity respecting the Monarch this time around. Monarch, of course, was first picked last game by WOP Dash, and even though in a losing effort, really Monarch has kind of come out as, once again, one of these just top-tier support heroes now, and I gotta think one of the more frustrating ones to face, no doubt. That Chrysalis makes it so you think you have a kill, you're about to get, and then all of a sudden, Chrysalis, and it's like you're doing no damage, and you kind of have to wait it out, and it's just really freaking annoying. So they're gonna throw out the ban instead. We got Magnus into Midas, Ophelia into Aluna, Rhapsody into Lodestone. So there's a couple things I want to talk about here first. WOP Dash, they first picked the Midas. Midas got nerfed. Midas got nerfed across the board. Golden Salvo, Lion's Pride, and Elemental Warp all got mana cost increases with their abilities. So he's not as effective anymore in that sense. You need to be a little bit more mana conscious when you're comboing, when you're using them earlier on in that laning phase perhaps. I still think he's very, very strong. I don't think these nerfs are the type of nerfs that are going to be, we need to start figuring out other suicides now or replacements for Midas. They're just simple number tweaks to where let's tone him down a little bit. So I'm not surprised to see him here even still first picked by WOP Dash. I don't believe with the playoffs coming up, I still think we should expect to see him plenty. I think it's understandable that he got these nerfs, but I still think we're going to be seeing him. And that's how, frankly, you feel like it should be, right? Where those are the good nerfs, where you see, we saw Hero before, okay, it toned him down a little bit, it was needed, but we still see him. You don't want to just completely erase the potential of the hero from the scene if you could help it. So there's that. Ophelia, the second pick there from Complexity, and that's an interesting one, not only because, well, it's Ophelia, and it's a great hero, of course. What you got does great with it. I'm sure it's going to be good for them here. They got a great lineup around it already. Ophelia got buffs, man. Ophelia got some pretty nice buffs here in this recent patch. When I was looking through this patch, kind of noticing what all these balance changes, this was one that really stood out to me out of them all, honestly. Because Ophelia really is an interesting hero. Now, these buffs came from the idea that she is horrific in the TMM scene and public scene, which, it's understandable that a lot of these buffs and nerfs changes ultimately kind of come from with that in mind. What the majority are playing, it's completely understandable. They're not necessarily balancing the game around the top tier players in the competitive scene, and it's completely understandable. That's the case. So when you see Ophelia getting buffed, you kind of like initially maybe scratch your leg, like what? But when it comes to public games and the idea of this hero, her win percentage is very low. I know her play rate's very low. And so this idea is to try to kind of get her up would be my guess. But anyways, while the draft's moving along here, to be specific on what these buffs were, Nature's Wrath got buffed a bit. By a bit, I mean quite a lot. And it's now even more of a 1.1 durability with the damage amp. It's from 7% at level 1 now all the way up to 15% damage amp. As well as the slow got increased as well from 8% to 15% at level 1. So basically, it really makes the point that you could argue getting a point in Nature's Wrath instead of a second point in her W, the I'm blanking on the name now, Ophelia's Judgment, is very worth it. I'm actually really intrigued to see if what you got does that here, because yeah, I don't know the exact math, of course, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's mathematically even wise now better than getting that second point in Ophelia's Judgment. Point is, that's a big buff. That wasn't even it though. There's also the command ability, the ability that takes over creeps. That also got buffed. The bonus move speed of creeps now is increased by 10 more each level. At level 1 previously it used to give no increase. Now it starts with plus 10 speed and goes 10, 20, 30, 40, where before it was 0, 10, 20, 30. So you get a little bit faster with your creeps, and then on the top it'll offer Ophelia's Touch. It now actually just naturally gives a health regen aura. No, it doesn't do that. I apologize. I read it wrong. It actually, when you use the ability, affected units receive now a 5, 10, and 15 health regeneration for 10 seconds. So it's kind of an after effect, as well as the instant burst heal that you do. Okay. See, when I first read that, I actually thought it was just like an aura that was just healed her creeps. Okay, so that's a little different than what I initially expected. It's still pretty strong. Point is, she got some buffs. I'm so caught up with this Ophelia, though. A lot of other things happen here in this draft that I'm definitely pretty excited to see here. First off, we got a Salamon, of course, for complexity. So kind of going back to the roots here of the Salamon, the 4-1 strat here. So this should be interesting to see how this works. Of course, Salamon getting some nerfs, and that on top of the Mock of Brilliance revert. So we'll see how Formless does here. But Keeper of the Forest coming out for WOP Dash. On their side, it is going to be a jungle keeper, of course. This is a hero I think we've only seen once here on Honcast, and that was back when Slapped actually played it for Sync. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't even in a losing effort. It might have even been against Complexity. Anyways, it was fun to see. The potential's clearly there. The biggest thing for me that I remember that game was talking about how it seemed like Zlap was still building it pretty much the same way, that very heavy portal key, restoration stone, really building around the ultimate, which I get. Her ultimate is a very strong ability, and that's probably why you pick up the hero in the end, is because of that route. But her potential to carry, kind of semi-carry now, is definitely there, or be kind of a split pusher. Obviously, she was a bit before, but now she's more item-reliant of a split pusher because of her W, the Nature Sentinel, and how it will work. So I'm intrigued to see how MJ95 does this here, as far as from building it, both with levels as well as items. So definitely several things this game I know I'm going to be looking out for. Really, both the junglers are kind of the big ones for me at least. So keep an eye on that here. Sorry guys, keeping hydrated here. There we go. All right, so yeah, no, it's one of those. Trust me, guys. I was also kind of, looked and I was like, wait, Ophelia got buffed, really? But yeah, she is one of those heroes that's like, it's a complete opposite in the TMM public scene, where in competitive she's considered top tier, arguably one of the best, banner-worthy most games. Public scene, good luck finding a solid Ophelia kind of deal. So. What you got planned here again? You see they are going the aggressive pseudo-Trillium, by the way. You got Magnus Rhapsody up here. They're going up against the Dark Lady, who's in that short lane. Luna's babysitting, attempting to at least, kind of being boxed out by Ophelia here, so causing issues already. Keeper of the Forest. Not sure what the plan is here. Okay, just going to block this camp, actually. Wow, just got it. So, able to protect that. Keeper of the Forest. Uh-oh, could be in trouble. He's going to be fine. He did get the Entmood first, so he doesn't have any kind of invis or anything like that, but is going to be able to walk it off. But he's already pretty low, so this start is not ideal for MJ95, is safe to say. And I don't know if it's going to get much easier, unfortunately. Seems like Complexity is really putting a high priority on addressing this. Now, they might be putting too much of a priority, because here comes Midas, and all of a sudden Rhapsody's the one in trouble. Get killed by neutrals? No, she gets killed by the support, and that's a bloodlust in favor of WOP Dash. Let's make it a 2-0 for Menarok, playing the Aluna, actually, including that bloodlust kill. Well, that worked out a lot better for WOP Dash. So yeah, great job by Midas rotating over there And I'm sure they got the call, but yeah, Complexity, they were really deep in this jungle, and honestly didn't even seem like that they were reacting to Midas running over. But so I don't know if that was just lack of a call or what, but they get caught, and that makes the start a lot better now all of a sudden for WOP Dash. In fact, yeah, Complexity kind of adjusting to this now. Obviously, Ophelia, she just goes in her own jungle here. Figures it's not going to be worth the run all the way back up there. So that whole idea of trying to control the jungle early on and deal with the Keep of the Forest especially is kind of taken away now. See at the top lane up here, Luna coming back over now. So Dark Lady, she's level 4 actually. Throughout all that chaos there, she managed to get plenty of experience already. And Creep Farm, obviously it's being won by Magnus currently, but as this game progresses on, especially with no more Ophelia being up here, a little more likely that Dark Lady should be getting some decent farm. Now the kill potential is definitely there from Magnus and Rhapsody, but not going to be easy, of course, on a target like Dark Lady. Kraken dealing with Midas here in the middle lane. Going to throw that Torrent out and kick him off of him. So yeah, Salamon too, another one that's going to be interesting to watch here. Like I said, he also did get a little bit of nerfs here, the farming potential, more around the idea of actually killing heroes now rather than the creep kills here. Still gets the benefit, of course, but just not as much as the nerfs that he received. Which was not this this last patch, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was a prior patch, yeah. Yeah, Salmon got nerfed prior to this. Oh, bottom rune. Kind of fighting for it. Just a refreshment rune, though. Eventually, Luna going to pick it up right there. Does that mean top rune? Yeah, top rune's still open, actually. A double damage rune up here. See, Lodestone continues to get fairly low. I've seen that notifier pop up several times now from the spam of Salamon here with the Cosmic Cleave ability. Who's down here? That's a Luna. As top lane Love goes down, actually. Magnus, he's running over. Double damage Midas, though, causing issues. He is going to live as Magnus, but thank God he got out of there when he did, or one more auto attack from Midas probably would have done it. Back to the bottom lane. Salamon going to oh, he pops the ultimate. They got the kill on Lodestone, and I think that leveled up Salamon to allow him to use the ultimate and then also kill a Luna. So kind of caught the tail end of that, but very well played from what we did see. And yeah, Salamon, you see coming out of his ultimate form. He has not much life to work with, but he's going to be fine. Gets the health potion delivered, as well as some mana. So the great support of Love coming into play right there. And now Salamon going to be just fine holding his ground here. So, of course, the ultimate going to be on cooldown Wish for Revenge for another 120 seconds here, but made a great use out of it, so very well worth it. And just like that, his GPM started to really jump up now. 490 gold per minute right here. So to answer my question about Ophelia, it looks like what you got for now is going to keep to more of the traditional build. He's not getting that point in Nature's Wrath at level 5 here, like I was curious about, or more so level 4, I guess that'd be. But no, am I wrong on that? It would be level 4. Anyways, because you would get 2 into here, 1 into here, 1 into here, yeah. Anyways, Keeper of the Forest, yeah, that's another thing, too, actually, I meant to bring up, with so much to talk about this game here. Keeper of the Forest did get kind of a little bit of a buff, I guess you can call it. He now has a Staff of the Master effect to where it actually spawns 3 trees on whoever gets hit by his root. So, and actually, I was testing it, so they're just like the tree guys that he had before that Keeper of the Forest got changed. And they're controllable, too, and they last for 45 seconds, I think it is. So the idea that, you root like 3 or 4 members even in a big fight, you end up wiping them ideally, and then you just mass push with all these trees after the fact is definitely very possible. So I don't know if it warrants getting a Staff of the Master as top lane. Dark Lady, oh, she's 1 more auto attack. Oh, this Steam Bath, not enough. And Dark Lady makes the escape. Man, Magnus, he even got the eruption off and everything. But just not enough damage. Imba Pingu some way, somehow survives that attempt right there. So, but yeah, gets away. But yeah, Keeper of the Forest. So yeah, point being, I don't know if we should expect to see the Staff of the Master by any means. But it's definitely one of those kind of interesting ideas, at least, with the Staff of the Master effect. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Dark Leader, by the way, she actually is still continuing to kind of struggle, and that is getting a little surprising now. You know, Rhapsody has been at the bottom lane for a while here. You'd figure Dark Lady would start to open up a little bit as far as her farm goes. As I say that, Magnus is now moving out of the lane, so it seems like Dark Lady should be able to have a decent time now here. But Magnus moving out of the top lane, that's because he's coming middle here. Wants to set up a kill on this Midas. Midas hasn't died yet. Might have jinxed it right there, though. Oh, I thought that was the time to go for sure. Kind of just poking in. Here he goes. Magnus, there's a stun. Release the Kraken right on top. Kinda close enough. And Cyrox goes down right there. So Fuzzy just a little bit off there. But it did pull in Midas anyways. And, of course, gets the kill. Meanwhile, bottom tower push. And obviously this is a massive strength. I mean, even with some nerfs on Salamon, it's still very, very powerful potential. Salamon, Rhapsody, Ophelia, of course, what I'm talking about. This idea of just a group up and push lineup. They definitely have that, and it's working out very well so far in their favor. I think I just saw Alk Bones purchased by Keeper of the Forest, so interesting choice there. Again, I frankly don't even know didn't know what to expect. I mean, this is the hero we never have really seen since the changes other than one time. As Rhapsody, by the way, gets picked off over here at the bottom rune spot area. But yeah, I know that you can kind of build, like, is he going to go more the semi-carry route? Is he going to go more of just that initiation route, support-ish? With the Alchemist Bones, I kind of almost expect to see that semi-carry route. You know, something like an Elder Parasite, Brutalizer, and Sanitarius. I might be getting crazy with that, but you get the point. That would be fun to see, but the Alch Bones, you know, in general is a good farming tool. It does have some purpose, too, in that it will instantly kill Ophelia creeps, of course, so I don't think that's enough of a reason to get it, but it's not like the puzzle box interaction, of course, but it's a nice little extra benefit here, so. And yeah, I mean, Keeper of the Forest really reliant on attack speed, no doubt, when it comes to his farming potential, so it definitely makes sense. It definitely does, but again, kind of learning here as to seeing what MJ95 is doing with that with the Keeper of the Forest here. A quick pause. Looks like we're going to be good to go. But yeah, this early lead, 4,200 goal lead already for Complexity, 2,300 experience lead. Now again, Complexity had a pretty hefty lead early on last game too, and it did seem like they were starting to snowball out of control, and all of a sudden that wasn't the case. So don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here, but it's once again looking great for Complexity. Similar situation still last game too, where their carry was struggling. Now Darkly actually is doing a bit better. You know, having that kill here, he has nearly 300 gold per minute. It does just look a little skewed because of, thanks to Salamon, doing the Salamon thing of making everyone else look really weak. He is going to go the Mocker Brilliance here as he purchases the Sword of the High coming out now. Lodestone, no. Thought I might have been jumping in with a Shatterstorm there, but that is still on cooldown, so they are going to be fine here. So yeah, Ophelia is staying away from Nature's Wrath here. Again, I'm really I want to see more and more games played with this. I'm sure we'll see plenty throughout the wild cards, if it's not banned, that is, and then kind of check out that skill build there. Because I mean, maybe I'm overselling it, to be honest. I understand that, you know, Ophelia Judgment is great in itself. The lesser time to port people back is also a nice benefit on top of the extra damage. But I mean, the amp damage, that's always been a thing, of course. It's not like the ability changed that, it's just changed how it kind of scaled. It's always kind of just been one of those abilities that I think like is just working, but you never really notice a whole lot. Top lane, by the way, look at this turn coming out. Oh no, Dark Lady and Keeper are going to go down. Aluna gets a kill at least on Magnus. But what a turn right there. The man up from Magnus especially, being played by Oscar, to go back in and actually turn that for a 2-for-1. Very worth that trade right there. That was definitely so close. But Keeper of the Forest, obviously, he had already rooted right there. And yeah, go on the Elk Bones. I mean, Keeper's not necessarily that tanky here, so understandable that he ends up going down too. You also see Magnus picking up the portal key after he comes back here. Yep, Salomon going to fall back before. I see people that had brought up the idea of the flying courier. So the flying courier was something that initially was hinted about that going into this patch here was a teaser for it. I don't think it actually ended up going in. I believe there was a post about that. Some technical issues, unfortunately, were holding it back. So to clarify, that isn't actually in the game at this point, at least just yet. You see it was grayed out right there. Now, I don't even know if that's a tournament rules thing, honestly, or if that's actually just because it's not in the game. I don't know if somebody can confirm that in TMM and stuff, but maybe I'm wrong on that altogether. But it is grayed out here at least. So even if it is in the game, then yeah, it wouldn't be in tournament rules here. But just to bring clarity to that, which I guess wasn't even really clear, but hopefully some kind of advice on that. By the way, Cyrus goes down here in the middle lane. So nice kill onto Midas from Complexity. Again, Midas getting that little bit of a nerf here the recent patch. Didn't Luna get changes too? I'm looking at her here. Luna, yeah, her power throw actually got increased. Wow, really? She got buffed? Nice. Speaking of Luna, that's not going to be a good lineup. The root from Keeper the Force, it does hit both, actually, I think. Kraken, despite the charge, I think he still was technically hit by it. So he goes down. Magnus able to escape, though. Magnus stuns back in. Ophelia trying to put out some good damage, but the numbers just aren't here. Oh, now Salamon's here. He gets here a little late, but he's going to clean up at least one. Now he's going for Dark Lady. No, not going to catch. Lodestone trying to finish off Ophelia. Magnus stun, though, and Lodestone will fall. Dark Lady and Midas are just going to be on the run. You see Salomon trying to jump somebody, but none of them getting close enough. And instead, they'll just kind of group up and now push this tower in. So the root from Keeper the Forest, honestly, that was a great job by Complexity right there. They spread out very well, seeing the root coming in from him. And they were able to avoid it for the most part and kind of reset that fight. So the tower goes down. Salomon, already know the 1,300 gold saved up. 8,000 goldie right now. You see the Rune Cleaver for Dark Lady. Unfortunately, by seeing the Rune Cleaver, I mean it's working on it, and that death is not going to help her cause as she dies right there. So has the Sustainer, but still the two broadswords away from finishing that. So still a bit off, and again, we're continuing to see this momentum really build up now for Complexity. So I think it is a little bit different than last game. The biggest thing being the Salomon. I mean, Salomon is just one of these heroes where you get this great start. It's almost expected, and yeah, you really just snowball off of it, especially with this lineup. It is a great lineup built around it. Rhapsody, by the way, is going to get picked off by Midas back here. Look at Ophelia chasing people down. Gets going to Luna. Maybe went a little too far. No, has a haste turn. We're going to be able to run it off. And actually, Kraken finds Lodestone. Also gets a double tap there for what you got onto him there. And now they're just going to group back up to the top lane and continue at least a little bit of a push here. So the momentum definitely continuing in favor of Complexity right now. As Dark Lady going to hide up here in the trees. Magnus like, I see you, Midas. I saw you go up here. Yeah, that's going to be a kill as a result. Finally, it took a little bit longer than expected. In comes the Roofer Keeper the Force. The heal, not going to be enough. But can the others escape? It looks like it. Yeah, I do apologize, guys. Sorry, guys. With the solo cast, this is one of the obvious downsides. Is a lot of talking. At least I try to, and get that dry throat there. Was that what I think it was? It was. Yeah, Rhapsody accidentally clicked her Protected Melody. You know what that was? I'm pretty sure that was her trying to do an altar, trying to place down a ward of sight. But unfortunately misclicked. So that Protected Melody is going to be on cooldown. Honestly, it would have been pretty big right there, but unable to use it. So she goes down, and everyone really going down for Complexity. Now, Kraken's staying alive, and so is Salomon. So by everyone, not really. Dark Lady, she's going to try to escape. Oh, the charging strikes did not work as planned. A hat trick for Fuzzy. And Formless cleans up Dark Lady up at the top right here. Oh, boy. It is really, really, really getting out of hand now for WOP Dash. Has 700-plus gold per minute here for Salomon now working with Kraken. Oh, he's going to get cut at the top. He'll get a torrent top before he dies. and at least set up a kill on Midas. Maybe? No. Midas just barely escaped there, actually. With the tower, it's going to be taken out anyways. Oh, Magnus gets low. But not low enough. Tower hit Mag, yeah. If only you can control that. That's a touch the power throw there. So WOP Dash, you know, again, something $500 on the line here. It's a winner take all in this third place match. They're down 1-0. Figure you gotta still stick in this game. If anything, for that purpose here, trying to put up a fighting chance. Again, last game it was looking grim too, but they did kind of come back and made it very interesting at that. But I do think it's safe to say the differences between last and this one are pretty noticeable. Feels like Complexity really is in a much better control, but yeah, wow, look at that. Resto Stone now on Salamon. Dark Lady, oh, another close call. Mbapingu is the man that likes to survive, living life on the edge, barely with not much life, but makes it out of there just in time. Still needs the second broadsword here. Has enough for one. With nearly 1,600 gold saved up, but yeah, needs, of course, 2,400 in total to then finish that Rune Cleaver and at least have that tool moving forward. But portal key situations, Magnus and Kraken have had those for a while now. On the other side, Midas, Lodestone still need a little more time. Midas, in fact, is almost there, but not just yet. Keeper, I also wonder if he's going that too, with the way he's saving up. It looks like possibly. Magnus whiffed the stun, by the way. Oh, Keeper's in a pretty good spot here to set up an ulti. Oh, look at that. And he actually holds the Elder Parasite. So he is going to be going somewhat of the semi-carry route here. That's what I was kind of getting at earlier. So whether that's the better choice, I mean, they do have initiation already with that Lodestone. I mean, the Midas even. So the idea of him, you know, needing to be able to jump in and set up stuns, or his root especially. I think it's a good point to be made that it's not absolutely necessary, so. He's going to have to hide right here. If they have any kind of vision, they have a Rev Ward and Dust. Man, if he just like randomly dusts here for whatever reason, that'd be something, but don't think they're going to see Keeper. That's their own Rev Ward. Looks like Complexity just going to keep pushing out this top tower here. Finally get it taken out. WOP Dash realizing not much they can really do at that point. This Keeper is now continuing to run away. Oh, bottom lane. Oscar gets picked off, actually. Ends up dying to Dark Lady down here. Also Luna there to assist. So Oscar trying to make a play by himself yet again. Typical Oscar. Already got a Shrunken Head now follow up on Kraken. There's the Rune Cleaver on Dark Lady. So finally has it. Coming up to nearly 20 minutes into the game. But has it nonetheless. Meanwhile, the other side, Salamon's like, yeah, I already got a Mock, Resto, and a Shrunken that he just finished. So talk about being on another level here. I will say the one biggest thing last game for Complexity, as far as some criticism in that earlier part, was that they didn't take advantage of the items that they were getting, it felt like, specifically that Staff of the Master on Corrupted Disciple. They continued to kind of play more of a split game and kind of just continue into lanes and stuff. So now, to be fair, this game, they already have all the outer towers killed, so it's not like they can at least push those in still, but I do think I would like to definitely see them possibly go for some kind of Conqueror attempt, really just moving together. I don't know about sieging yet, I guess, but I don't. At the same time, I think you could argue that they could. I mean, they do got a pretty good team for it. So, yeah, I think at the very least trying for Conqueror, which it looks like that they're kind of setting up for, getting some vision around, putting some wards down, and yeah, here we go. So they are going to go for that Conqueror, and I really don't see WOP Dash remotely stopping this. see Dark Lady at least pushing the top tower in the meantime, but it is going to be a Conquer kill. Yeah, so how does this W work again? So each limb deals 10 plus 10% of Keeper's damage and physical damage. So that's where Elder Parasite's kind of interesting, because it doesn't increase like the damage done, so it's not technically buffing the Nature Sentinel, unless... Does the Nature Sentinel also benefit from like attack speed? I don't think that's how it works, right? I think it's just it's a static attack speed. I might be wrong on that. I might be very wrong on that. It looks like those are attacking pretty fast. Maybe not. I don't know. Meanwhile, they're pushing into the base, though. But I guess for herself, especially with the Entmoot, Keeper of the Forest, you know, it is pretty good synergy there with the Elder Parasite. Ultimately, I'm just trying to make sense of the Elder here. As I said, you know, I didn't even say that earlier, though. That if you, you know, get that Brutalizer, or the Sanitarius even. Could be hitting him pretty hard and pretty fast. So anything that really just increases your damage done will in turn increase the benefit of the Nature Sentinel there. Gotcha. Alright, well, back to this though, complexity. They still have the double ultimate on Salamon, including a token of life to top it all off. Is also level 16, by the way. But they are not going to choose to actually try to siege the base just yet. I'm going to go back, kind of clear out some more farm. Oscar perhaps wants to finish that sheep stick of his. Could be a pretty crucial item to pick up first. As far as the Hellborn side, I mean, it is buying them a little more time now. Dark Lady, another 2,000 gold saved up. 2,500 on Midas here, so of course he has the portal key. Dark Lady, oh, caught at the bottom. It's charged out of the release of Kraken. I kind of caught that as it was happening, but I'm not too sure about that. I don't know if that was a misclick or what, but that looked kind of funky with the charged direction of Kraken. And Dark Lady escaped, so yeah, I don't know. That seemed like he could have obviously just charged him into a tree, but see, that was the case that I caught it like literally as it was happening, so I don't know what really would have caused that. Point is, Dark Lady gets away. And another close call yet again for Imbapingu right there. But what is this? When is this? When is this in the game? What? I mean, that's pretty cool, but what? Where does it even come from? Is one on the Legion side? I didn't even notice that. Stuff happening, by the way. Oh, Lodestone, he gets caught. And okay, that charged a little better. It's a trees, and Lodestone goes down as a result. So. Moving as a team here from Complexity. All right, back to my distractions. Is this like a, is this an Ascension thing or maybe like a Dragon Wars thing? I want to know what this is now. It's pretty cool. 4,200 gold saved up on Salamon. Wonder what he's going to look to go for next. Probably a sheep stick, be my guess here. So much for that Salamon nerf too. 800 gold per minute. 25 minutes into the game, no big deal. Another 2,300 gold saved up on Keeper of the Forest, so MJ95's definitely really stepped up his farm. He was struggling early on. But how impactful is this going to be is definitely the big question mark. It feels like the idea of him being a very strong split pusher is going to be probably what he's going for as Dark Lady. Nope. Those Dark Flow. I was going to say, I don't think this is going to work. And he does get hit. In comes a protective Melody. She just melts though as soon as I go at her. So obviously the root was used too, but Magnus is able to make the escape there in the end. So now to be fair, they got a root out of it. That's a fairly longer cooldown, and 120 seconds. So no, they don't have to worry about that anymore. As they're going to be possibly looking to, get Dark Lady again. So she's overstated. Welcome dodges the charge, though. Magnus, yes, he'll hit the stun at least. There's the release of Kraken, and it guarantees the kill in the end. So Dark Lady definitely overstayed her welcome big time. Goes down. Meanwhile, over here, what is going on? Salamon. Okay, it looks like he did take out Lodestone by himself. Kind of just doing his own thing. He used one ultimate. Okay, Resto Stone's up in 5 seconds here, so we'll have that coming back up. And there's the Sheep Stick. Purchased in full right there. So now the Sheep Stick to work with, too. 3,500 gold in Dark Lady, actually. She has a Mighty Blade, so I'd assume that's going to be that Shrunken Head. It's one of those teams, though, where even having a Shrunken isn't necessarily going to be a big game changer. It's kind of necessary, but there's going to still be plenty that'll be able to lock you down and even deal damage to you on top of that. So, going to release the Kraken, the Salamon. I believe his stun is physical, if I'm not mistaken. The jumping on you, at least, is superior. I want to say it goes through Shrunken, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm actually wrong on that. Chad, help me! Keeper of the Forest. Okay. Catch him. He has able to Parasite up for the speed. Of course, he takes more damage, but they finally get up to him. It's off now, but it really doesn't matter. Easy kill in the end. I mean, he's sitting on 3,000 gold. Wonder what really he's saving up for. Like, wouldn't be like a mock or anything, would it? But Rhapsody, meanwhile, top lane. She gets picked off. See people talking about the GPM record. Yeah, we've broken 1,000 gold per minute a couple times. Salamon's done it like 4 or 5 times. Formless has at least had a couple of those before. Only one person's done it on Magebane. I think we had a Magebane get over 1,000 gold per minute recently. Wasn't that Haxorin, I think, or somebody did? Other than that, I don't think anyone's ever broken 1,000 GPM. People are bringing up the Pee Wee Monkey King. As impressive as that was over 900, if I'm not mistaken, at the DreamHack event there. But yeah, it wasn't over 1,000 though. God, talk about just such an odd hero to see that on. Freaking Monkey King. Man, Keeper, I want you to buy something. 3,000 gold saved up. What on earth are you going to be doing? So 2,600 gold on Salamon. Yeah, why does it even matter at this point? This is where having the Flying Couriers actually, speaking of that earlier, when those are eventually introduced, if they are, into tournament rules, that's going to be interesting to see that interaction in cases like this, where your Salamon happens to start to get to that point of all this extra gold. Well, we can bring back the Flying Codexes and puzzle boxes and stuff. Got about 3 minutes remaining on the Congo Resurrection here. Learned that earlier today about this is 10 dots. Thus, a minute per dot. Dark Lady, she gets away from whatever was chasing her here at the top. Yeah, people asking about the Deadeye Battle League Grand Final, Sync versus Fresh. Again, obviously one of the other postponed matches here. That got moved to, right now it's set to maybe happen Sunday. I'll just put it that way. It isn't 100% just yet. We're still waiting for confirmation, I believe, at least from one of the teams. So, again, I'll let you guys know via social media. I'll make a Reddit post as well. I said I would do that. So, let you guys know as soon as possible. Again, with the unfortunate postponement here, it's going to cause issues in that. But hopefully, again, it's lining up like it should be this Sunday. But hopefully by tomorrow we should have that confirmation if that truly is the case there. So if you're wondering about that. Again, Keeper's going to die without buying anything. I don't know. I really don't know what the plan is here. Again, I'm not suggesting that he would be living through all this if he had whatever item, but to see a hero constantly sitting around a 3,000 gold mark and dying 2 or 3 times now is a little unfortunate. Salamon, there goes Keeper, by the way. He bought back, he jumps in. Salamon, the ulti form now up. He's still going to chase in the background. Cover of Darkness is out, so no doubt causing issues. But Salamon jumps on somebody. That's Keeper, and Lodestone melts as well. And now Dark Lady, she's out, but Salamon needs to be careful right here. He's actually at half life. He doesn't have another ultimate. He goes down, he's staying dead, and oh my god, they're gonna not be able to kill him. Yes, they can. Midas picks him off in the end. I mean, you look at where Complexity was in that fight. They dove massively right there, way beyond where they should have been. Magnus is going to try to be the sole survivor here as, oh no, Salamon, by the way, he bought back here. And he's going to go post-ace in. Where's he going? Okay, he's going to the tower over here. So buyback, maybe a little unnecessary. But speaking of buybacks, several used from WOP Dash over here. You got both of them now used on keeper, so he finally uses that gold. Dies twice there, so there's that. You got Lodestone. He is down a buyback as well. So definitely came at a little bit of a cost. But, yeah, if you're complexity there, you're kind of like, okay, you know, we had fun with it, but let's not do that again. Let's not dive crazy like that once again. You see a Rift Shard's choice on Mbapingu, by the way. Yeah, I thought I saw that going into it. Has a level 2 Rift Shards now that he's picked up here. Yeah, that Golden Dragon, man. Something about this Golden Dragon is just mesmerizing. Wait, it looks different now. Is it just me or does it look different now? It's like not as purple. Or is it because it's fog? It might be because of Fog of War. Is that fire or like gold? It's fire. It's a pretty good fire animation. Anyways, so yeah, the Rift Shard choice on Dark Liddy. Really just going for all-out damage here, trying to maybe get the kill on perhaps the Salamon as soon as possible, or, you know, the supporting cast, which, and I could definitely get behind. Having the Shrunken at least gives her that defensive mechanism, but with how much they are behind, I think this is one of those, you know, normally you wouldn't be seeing the Rift Shards as this third item pickup, really, but because of the circumstances, it kind of makes sense. So now Midas going down, definitely not going to help their cause, unfortunately. 16,000 gold lead, 16,000 experience lead here. I mean, to be fair, WOP Dash, there are definitely several positives still. It is kind of weird, but I am feeling a little more the last game now. Like early on in this game, it was like, oh no, this is different. There's such, but now it does feel like WOP Dash somehow is actually still in this game. I mean, Dark Liddy getting a level 4 Rift Shards here coming up. She's going to be able to deal a lot of damage. They got plenty of lockdown between Keeper, you know, Lodestone, great follow-up. If they get a good initiation here, win a fight, I mean, this game is kind of back to good places here for WOP Dash. So I think a lot of it has to do with complexity in their decision to overextend pretty big time here in the middle lane. But obviously, WOP Dash, they'll take what they get. And that means here in game 2, they still have a shot so far. So another Kongor tap. Now this one not as free necessarily, but I don't know if they're going to be able to stop it nonetheless. Now they did throw a power throw here, but yeah, you see WOP Dash, they're really not interested. Dark Liddy's all the way up here, farming. Basically just going to say, you know what, take the time to do it. We'll farm elsewhere. Now, Complexity, they feel like that they're being stopped here, so this is kind of interesting, actually. Yeah, they don't see them on the map, so it's understandable, but as we can see, this is kind of silly of what Complexity's doing, because this is 100% a free Conquer kill. Yeah, they're being very timid about it, which, again, is understandable, but finally they're going to realize, all right, they're not coming, let's go ahead and finish it. And this will be a token of life now for probably not Salamon, probably, do you give it to Kraken? Who do you give it to? Yeah, give it to Kraken. Kraken, by the way, a Storm Spirit now, too. Yeah, Salamon's just full inventory here. Really nothing that would make sense to drop at this point. Unless maybe the Resto Stone. But, like, maybe, like, have a Resto Stone to somebody else, give it to you after you die to use, you know, one of those cases. But that's just so, like, risky. So, they're going to get a catch right here. Oh, Dark Liddy got caught. Kraken able to pour it in, get the jump. She goes down. The root was used as well. Only to come up short, unfortunately. And with now Dark Liddy dead, she's actually staying dead, too. She is not buying back for 60 seconds. Oh, no. I don't know how they're going to be able to hold here at this base push. Obviously, that's so much of their damage. I mean, Keeper of the Forest is some damage, but it's not going to be nearly enough. What they're looking for. I mean, if they land a big Shatterstorm, get some good combos off, you know, maybe, but also if they get Complexity to overextend, they did last time. So it'll kind of be up to them as well. So here's that middle tower push. Glowstone throwing out the rocket drill, slowing a little bit. That's going to be a free Rax, though. Understandable from WOP Dash. Without Dark Lady, not worth even taking the risk. Give up the Rax. Salamon, get him to pop an ultimate. Not going to fall for it here. Meanwhile, what? Keeping the Force got picked up at the top lane. Didn't even realize he was pushing up there, but Oscar's like, don't worry, I'll take care of that. Goes and plays the sniper up here and assassinates MJ95 at the top lane, so. Yeah, getting confirmation. Yeah, so that was, yeah, we had a Mage Man game too, yeah. That's right. Love the 6-minute delay here. All right, so anyways, put back to the top lane now. So now with Keeper dead, actually, and yeah, he's out of buybacks. He has his root, but enemy to buyback. Big jump from Kraken in the background. Dark Lady goes down, and that could do it right there. The lead was obviously pretty big at this point for Complexity. It's just a matter of truly finishing it, and they will do so. So Complexity, they will finish in 3rd place here in the Deadeye Bounty League Season 2. So congratulations on them for that. Again, they take home the $500 there. Unfortunately, WOP Dash, they barely snuck in into the brackets, finishing in that 6th place spot. It was a great effort on their part. It was fun to kind of experience this team throughout. And also, you know, here in the brackets a little bit, but in the long run, they will be just shy of getting their share of a prize pool here. So, in the end, again, Complexity 3rd place. WOP Dash will finish in that 4th place spot. So that does mean we are going to be coming to a conclusion here as far as today goes. Like I said, there are no finals today, guys. So once again, to reiterate that, the finals, as you look at the brackets right here, that's how it's all shaped up here. Sync versus Fresh, our finals for the Deadeye Bounty League, having its own $2,000 prize pool on the line there. That'll be taking place on maybe Sunday. Again, it is not 100% confirmed just yet, but right now, the date and the time we're looking at is Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. So hopefully it will happen then. If it doesn't, if things change, obviously we'll let you guys know as soon as possible when we do have that confirmation there. But right now, that's what it's lining up to be. Now, I will say something we do know is going to be the case is next week is going to be next weekend, that is, so not this one, but the following, May 7th. The wild card is what it's being called, but as you know it as the Haunt Tour Season 4 playoffs will be kicking off. And what an event that's going to be, a double elimination tournament, the winning team of it all ultimately going to the World Finals. Of course, a big, big deal. That's going to be, I believe it's the last over 3 weekends, if I'm not mistaken, for the Haunt Tour Season 4 playoffs. And yeah, double checking on that. Yeah, basically it starts May 7th, and it's that weekend, the following, and then the one after that. So those 3 weekends there, all the way through May 22nd, are the playoffs. And those are going to be a lot of fun, guys. That's going to be such a great event. We've really been seeing the competition here in Haunt. It's become so even for whatever reason, and I truly am going into that having absolutely no idea who to expect to win it all, and that's a pretty cool feeling, you know, just kind of going into it, enjoying it for the experience of the good games, and whoever deservingly comes out on top, it'll be great. It'll be great. But that's another event. Our Deadeye Bounty League, though, we are going to be wrapping up again, hopefully this Sunday here with the finals. So that does mean things are going to be coming to a conclusion here today. Check out the Ascension, guys, if you haven't yet. I know, you know, it's they came in this recent patch right here, you know, pulling up mine right here as well, and it's kind of this fun new tool that we have for especially the World Finals coming up. Speaking of that, and you know, again, one of the bigger things is going to be the idea of silver betting within it, as well as some other cool features even